Hi, I'm Rahul, one of the founders and CEO at Getwork. So, today I'll be presenting you the Getwork signals. This is one of the most advanced system out there. And how we define ourselves is where the job boards stop working, that is where we start working. So, our promise to you is that you can find anyone no matter how specific. You can just describe who you need in plain English, and we will read every signal, parse every nuance, and surface exactly the right candidates. For the most amount of time, how the candidate search have always functioned is that the candidate would fill the information and then the person on the other side, the recruiter, will search that information. So the candidate information was always the main source of truth. But with Getwork signals, we are actually combining 30 plus data sources to give you not just the candidate information, but also combining it with the industry and or the ones that are out there in public as news and press. So, with this, it actually opens a very broad horizon of what you can actually achieve with Getwork signals as a product. Just to give you some example, you can search for growth lead who scaled B2B SaaS from $1 million to $10 million and previously at a YC company. So you see, here we are combining 4 to 5 things and then bringing you the results. So let's dive into the demo. So this is where you start and you say the product asks you who will you hire today. And let's start from the one query that I showed you earlier. So I say growth lead who scaled company from 1 million to now. What the platform is going to do is actually going to divide your search criteria into various sub criterias. We are not hitting just one data sources, but we are hitting multiple data sources at any given point of time. What it does is it actually brings in the candidates first of all, then it refers to a multiple data sources wherein we are actually re-verifying this information whether this person has actually scaled this company or not, because everybody tends to boast about what they do, but the actual proof is in the pudding, wherein we are referring to if the company actually did it, if the news actually confirms it. So we are also bringing in the element of a truth into that. So here you can see that our first candidate have been found and the system will keep on working at the back end to keep on finding new candidates. So it divided it into two parts, wherein first part was previously had held a growth lead or an equivalent senior growth leadership position at a company and was responsible for or directly contributed to scaling the company's ARR from $1 million to $100 million during their tenure. So let's see how this person actually made the cut. So this person is VP of Growth Data at Decisive Media. So the part where the growth leader or equivalent senior leadership role has been verified by the LinkedIn of Eduardo. And this was verified that, okay, this person lists as a senior growth leadership. But the very good part or very interesting part is the part where how did it actually read? Eduardo Morales' LinkedIn profile explicitly states that he led growth that scaled revenue from 1 million to 100 million ARR while working with San Francisco startups. This directly satisfies the criteria that is out there. So this is how this is done. And if we go and move forward into another profiles as well, here you can see that there are the posts that are as big as 2 months, and even our platform actually surfaces posts that were done even 4 years ago. This is where James actually tagged a lot of people, actually tagged the company that was out there, and also explicitly wrote that this is the part where he did $100 million ARR. This is a system which is built to actually bring the part of trust into the ecosystem, wherein we also see what is this company actually doing and re-verified this. Let's see another ones where we are again seeing how did this one gets verified. So this person, head of revenue and analytics, Adam, is here. So Adam is working with, has held a leadership role at multiple companies, and his LinkedIn profile actually tells us a growth, RevOps, and data developer. But the interesting part over here is that this Substack article mentions that Adam has scaled companies from early revenue from to 100 million, and he has done at Flexport, Honeybook, Vouch, and Puzzle. This suggests he was responsible for directly contributing to scaling a company. And here you can see there is a Substack one that has been taken into consideration. So again, reconfirming not just from the person, but also re-verifying the exact same thing with the media as well. Let me show you this article where all this information about him has been covered. And also, this is how the platform is actually working at a very big scale. And also, it is not just about what the candidate information we are having. We are using candidate information, industry information, and then re-verifying the results from all over the web. And which is becomes very, very powerful if you think from a recruiter perspective or a hiring manager perspective. So let's try one more wherein let's say we want to find out VP of Finance in US based tech firm who took a company to an IPO. Now, see, everybody can mention that, like, okay, they took the company to an IPO, but here the system is actually going to go and re verify whether the timeline of the person when he was employed there as a VP of finance and to the IPO of the company, which was done publicly, was actually done, or it was something which is not matching. So here we got the first profile, which is Patrick. Patrick actually made it to the cut from, like, currently holds the VP of finance position. That is fine. Employer is a technology company based in United States. That is something which is very, very peculiar. And it also went to Ninja One website and then re-verified it, and has previously taken a company. So this LinkedIn states that he has worked functions from scratch to successful IPO through acquisitions and a traditional IPO with user testing, which gets verified by Ninja One and gets verified by the LinkedIn as well of this person. Now moving on to the next profile, wherein this is again re-verified from three parts, wherein the person's one and the another LinkedIn of this person. Now moving on to the next. Similarly, this one has been verified from multiple sources and re-verifying this information. Here you can see that he played a prominent role in 2020 McAfee, and also got verified by the, which raised and was listed on Nasdaq by providing valuation reports and S1 filing as well. So you see, like, how deep the analysis goes and how much time does it actually save for a hiring manager or recruiter. These are the things which you generally find when you are interviewing the candidate, because today anybody can make a resume or anybody can shine their profile, but the proof of this is only captured or gathered when a person is actually in the interview room and you have already spent like half an hour on them. Now, the platform does not just end here. What you can do is you can just select the profiles that make sense to you, and then you can activate one of our agents. The agent is like having a personal, very, very well qualified recruiter for you at all points of time, where you can put this recruiter on each of the hiring mission that you are having. And this will be a personalized outreach plan, personalized job plan that it creates for you. So here, this agent actually has four parts to play. When first it has to create a job description that can actually get very, very relevant profiles and can actually attract the active candidates. So it has taken right from our query that, okay, this person has to be in finance, United States, and this will be the salary range. We can also talk to this agent to actually change and add a couple of things. So add requirement of S1 filing. So this is something that can be done right here just by talking, and this is something that gets updated in the real time. Now it also creates an outreach plan for you. Basically, it's like having a recruiter who's strategizing on how to reach out to people, how to create a funnel for you so that you can just sit back and relax when they are booking your calendar to get interviewed by you. So this is something that that comes up. So here, exciting leadership opportunity in finance. It created a 5-step journey wherein first day a email is sent, then a LinkedIn, then a email, then a WhatsApp, and then a email after that. And it has created a very personalized message for them. And this is where this becomes a very, very good and high conversion target. And it just not ends there. So anybody who's going to reply to that email, they are going to get these screening questions. These are the screening questions again created by our agent or your personalized recruiter. Now just imagine the possibility. Now you can have one recruiter and 5 agents working for him or her. And every time a candidate is actually coming into your pipeline with a personalized outreach plan, they are faced by the screening questions, which actually gives you more information on them and gets the evaluation criteria before you enter into the room with themselves. The good thing with Getwork is that if a person has answered these queries to anyone else and they have agreed to actually retain those answers, so they do not really have to re-answer these screening questions, which is a very good time saver for the candidate and actually increase the likeliness of completing this screening procedure. And then you can just review that, okay, what is the weekly outreach volume that you want to keep, how many candidates you want to reach out. This is the plan, and this is the agent which will source 100 candidates for you. It keeps on working at the back end so that your pipeline is already filling. Screens with 5 questions and outreach at 100 per week. As soon as you click on deploy agents, now the agent is going to outreach. It is going to schedule all these emails and it will start sending these emails one by one. Here you will be able to see this in pipeline, and this is how the candidate have been sourced, and now they are slowly moving to outreach. So whosoever is going to get sent the email, so they are going to move in the outreach. So you see, the agent will keep on working. As soon as anybody replies, so they will move to chat. If anybody completes the screening, they'll move to screening, and agent will also recommend you whether to the person to the round 1 or round 2, and they'll be able to book your calendar for the interview. So you see, Getwork is not just about the search, but it is actually an end-to-end. Our promise to you is you just apply a search and we will give you the candidates to get interviewed through our agentic AI process. So we are a vertical AI agent company that is doing so. Now let me just show you one more before you leave me. So monitors is something which is out there, which is a magnificent tool for people who actually want to be proactive when they are hiring. So this is where you can put the monitors on job changes, on promotions, on relocations, on new roles and company exits. Supposedly, you want to put it on promotions, that anybody who gets promoted in your competitor company, then you can have a negotiation with them, right? So let's say I put a works at, say, IndusInd Bank, and I can choose or and logics like based in industry, seniority, has skills or job title or tenure, right? So say supposedly I say based in India. Now as soon as I click next, I can check the frequency whether I want this list to be updated daily, weekly, or monthly. So if I do it day, so then promotions at India's in bank in India, I will receive this over as an email digest as well, and I will have this monitor active for me right here. This is a blessing for people who are in hiring, who are in recruitment, and who are actually the hiring managers, because this is like an agent that is standing, that is scanning the whole globe for you to actually understand what is happening in your industry, what is happening with your competitors, what is happening in a particular location. So here you can see that this listed us 40 people who got promotions at IndusInd Bank. So this person was promoted to branch head, regional collection manager, branch head, senior vice president, chief manager, all this, and this will keep on updating every single day. So you see, Getwork is not just about the sourcing that you had seen so far. Vertical AI agent component of it actually makes this the reality that you can now find anyone, no matter how specific. And we combine 30 plus data sources to not just bring you the data from a candidate perspective, but also candidate plus companies plus signals. And that's how we give you the best match candidate. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm Rahul, founder and CEO of Getwork.